Well, there she is, electric sort of mountain bike. I mean, it doesn't have a suspension in the back, but it sure cost enough as is. Pretty dirty after the last ride, but you know, that's just how it goes. Let's go. We're gonna ride it to some fishing spots. I don't know about this chest rig, you guys. It's I don't know what kind of angles we're getting. I'm gonna have to. How do I ride? Just like flat chested like this? Or I can ride without my hands. I can see on my watch what's being recorded. Nah, it's not pairing though. So I guess I can't. I'm gonna take the Sioux Park Trail to the Canyon Lake. If you can hear that. Next investment is gonna be in a microphone. So my apologies for this terrible audio you have to endure, but we'll see how bad this chest strap is. It does not feel tight enough to dampen the shakiness. I could try fishing here, but anything you catch below Canyon Lake, you have to release. And I am looking for dinner. I'm gonna take the scenic route. A little bit longer, but I don't want to keep riding along the road. I figure this is as good of a spot as any. Gotta be careful casting here. It's actually really slow. There's usually a lot more fish here, from what I remember. Nothing so far. Oh, nothing so far. I mean, I can see them jump, but
Yeah, I can see that. Caught any out of the main creek?
I haven't tried there yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on there in a few minutes.
Okay. Well, we'll just wait for it. We left.
Yeah, there was another group waiting. I think they are.
What's that?
Oh, that group is waiting next for this spot.
Oh, okay. Talk about the gal that came and talked to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're with her.
Oh, okay,
That's why I
perfect.
came up. But I'm not pushing you.
Okay.
We,
Yeah, just like.
she's at the culvert now, and she's getting ready to leave if you want it in there.
Okay. All right, I'll let these folks fish. Try this spot now. Should be easier not to hang up. It's a bit fast. Just gotta think a little bit how we're gonna play this. Maybe start in the slow water, drift it out. Hard to tell if it's a bite or just rocks. Not really the greatest spot. Oof. Oh no, I knew I would do that. Okay, actually, I have an idea to deal with this. Right there. It's actually a ton of them. You know, when your gut is right, it's right, but I'm not saying I'll be able to catch any of them. They gotta be feeding, but I think it's fish unless it's sun. Could be rocks. But if they're gonna be anywhere, they're gonna be parked up right here feeding, so we'll give it a shot. I might have to go get my bike, my expensive bike down here, stake this place out. We're gonna try a few casts just to, I actually don't think it's fish, but you know, there's just too many. Maybe it's the sun and the rocks, but we'll give it a try. You never know. If I was fish, I'd be hanging out here. Don't know what the depth is. That's really important. Throw it in the fast water, drift it out. That's usually my style. Oh, yeah. There's one. Okay, all right. We're in business. Now, I am catching to eat, so, you know, I'm gonna have to dispatch it. That's a good one, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's an eater. That's huge. That might be the biggest trout I've ever caught out here. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. My gosh. Yeah, boys and girls, this ain't catch and release. Tight lines. Ah, that's a good little eater. Yeah, that's tasty. The smaller they are, the better they taste, honestly. All right, guys, this is the third one. Hopefully, I pull it out. And that would be dinner. Oh, that's a sucker. Ooh, that's a big sucker. Yeah, we ain't eating that. Some people would say, you know, get that thing out of the creek. But that's a good sized sucker. Actually, I ate some of them in college. Look at that thing. That's ugly. They're very bony, not really worth it. So we're gonna let it go just because I don't really like killing things for no reason. Karma, you know, it's important. All right, guys, another tight line. This looks like a rainbow, pulls like a rainbow. This might be dinner. Definitely a little rainbow. That was really terrible fishing by me. Hard to manage the phone. I need a little. Yeah, that's a little eater. Like I said, the eaters are usually not that big. And we're gonna eat this one. Catch and cook. Sorry, bud. All right, guys. Well, we got 3 fish. That's enough for dinner. But I'm gonna try to catch one more. I just had one and it took off on me. I didn't really hook it that well. I was recasting and there was a fish nibbling. And unfortunately, he didn't quite grab it all the way. I'll try a few more times. I caught that massive sucker. That's a good sized sucker. I wouldn't need it anymore. I did in college. I guess my tastes have changed. Nah, I just don't want to dig through all of those bones, honestly. There's a way to cook anything. It's just absolutely delicious. This is where that one took the... I think they're hanging out right about here. Give it a few more tries, but I do have to head home pretty soon. Plus I got my bike down here and that thing is like 60 pounds. It's gonna be fun getting that out. Oh my goodness, I'm about to lose one of my fish. I didn't really do a good job like securing my catch here. Just a makeshift, very makeshift. One more, uno más, and we're out of here. Up, there we go. Ooh, thank you. Just for the last one. That's a nice size one too. And my reel is too tight. If you pull too hard, it's gonna just get off of the thing. There we go. This is it. It's the last one. Now that is a perfect trout. We're eating fish tonight. I absolutely cannot forget that knife. This knife right here is handmade, which I made it with my friend who knows how to make Scandinavian knives, actually Norwegian knives specifically, and it means a lot to me. So I certainly don't want to lose this little bugger, but I do want it to dry. Just gonna put it right here while I pack up my catch. This is it. Let's get out of Dodge. Now I have to haul this 60-pound thing up that hill. Oof. I needed my exercise, so here we go. Oh, let's see how she goes. Whew. It's a tank, man. the only downside. Wow, almost lost it there. Whew. Oh. Yeah, we're free. Okay. I need a bigger chest. Oh. And endurance. And 15 years back. Can I have that? I'm gonna crank up that pedal assist. Get home a little faster. Ooh. Oh, we got fish. What a day. Paradise. Who needs California? I'm not drunk, I promise. I was just tired. What's up, guys? Just gonna pop in here since we're cooking. Some lessons learned from making this video. I realized I was using the wrong settings on my phone. I should have been using 0.5 magnification instead of the 1, which would have given a more action type of look. All I'm using is my iPhone. I think it's a 13 Pro, and that is all I'm gonna stick with using for now. I don't have a monetized channel, and I'm just doing this for fun. So apologies that it's not perfect. The angles are a bit awkward. I know I need a broader panoramic view, and I've learned my lesson. My future fishing videos and whatever it is that we're doing outdoors are going to accommodate for that. With that being said, I'm still pretty happy with how this turned out. This was a pretty epic day for fishing. I went to 3 different locations. That was definitely very ambitious, but overall managed to pull it off. I didn't cook the trout on the same day. I actually cooked it the next day, the following day. And I've made some mistakes. My wife tasked me with grilling the trout, which turned out pretty tasty nonetheless, but it looks absolutely atrocious. I have actually trained my cat to lay down when I'm feeding him so that he doesn't get in the way. And so you're gonna see that in a moment here. He dutifully lays down as he's served dinner and keeps him out of the way. You know, he's not a nuisance, which is awesome. If you have a cat, a young cat, I highly recommend. Here he is. He knows to lay down, and he will stay until I put the food down, which is pretty great. Okay. Back to the fishing video. I'm not gonna be too thrilled with the result of my grilling in this video, and you're gonna see that. I'm pretty disappointed. I really like when the fish comes off looking perfect, and in this case, I think the coals were a bit too hot, quite frankly. So the coals were too hot, and this resulted in damaging the fish. The skin of the fish, it all got stuck to the grate. I mean, you saw me oiling the grate, so I figured that that would do the trick. I also oiled the fish itself, and apparently it just didn't work. Sometimes it'd be like that, right? This is fishing. This is fish we're cooking on the grill. It's pretty difficult to not get it stuck. One trick that next time I'm gonna use is to coat it with mayonnaise. You would think that it would give the fish a strong flavor from mayonnaise, but it really doesn't. It kind of all melts off and ends up in the coals, and it doesn't impact the fish at all. So next time I'm gonna try mayonnaise. It's just a little more awkward with the salt and pepper, and then you'll slather it with mayonnaise, I suppose, to help with the cooking process. But I'm gonna flip the fish here, and as you can see, it's not perfect. Like the ones on the end don't really have that crispy skin, and the bigger ones
towards the hotter coals are stuck. And so that was the issue. So it's not going to look very pretty, but I'm still pretty happy with the results. I think that it turned out okay. It definitely tasted much better than it looks. Looks a little rough. When we broiled the fish, it looks nicer, but then you miss out on kind of the grilled flavor of it, which fish doesn't cook that long, so that flavor is pretty minimal anyways.